Hey ladies and gentlemen, Sky from the Comeback Kids here. Today I'm going to be answering a very straightforward yet complex question for you. What are you supposed to do once you hit level 25 in Season of Discovery? Everything I'm telling you today would be how I would do it in sequential order to give me the most amount of fun and success in the game I possibly can. Starting off with the most straightforward but crucial step, find yourself a guild that you enjoy playing with. Now, what most players do when they're looking for a guild is just simply pick the first they see advertising in World Chat, ask for an invite, and then try to just clear some content. But honestly, I think you'd be making a critical mistake by doing so. This is a huge detail that shouldn't be slept on because who you surround yourself with and who you play the game with on a daily basis will heavily affect how you end up feeling about the game. If you're more of a casual type of player, maybe it wouldn't be best to get into a hardcore type of raiding guild and put yourself in an environment that best suits you. People you can even build friendships with, and when you're finally beating that boss on your own terms, it could be something that's truly special that you really will never forget. Some of the greatest memories I have in WoW were just simply hanging out in voice chat with members of my guild, running dungeons, completing raids, and PvPing out in the open world. So the very first step for you when you hit level 25 is to make sure you're in a guild that you genuinely enjoy being a part of. After you find yourself a guild, it's going to be very important to acquire all of your rune discoveries for your class spec. Now, the easiest way to look up all the rune locations and requirements is going to be on Wowhead for you to find the most efficient ways of acquiring them. What makes Season of Discovery so great is that you really can change your entire spec pretty much on the fly, swapping in and out DPS abilities for more damage mitigation to be a tank, or changing some of those tanking abilities to improve your healing for the raid. Either way, it's going to be incredibly important for hybrid classes, especially to make sure you have all of your runes discovered to fill any role you need to on the go. There are even runes out there that cost a ton of gold and are sold from the Goblin Grisby inside of Ratchet. He will give you a set of 3 quests to gather fish oil, dark iron ordnance, and shredder turbochargers unless you want to go out there and manually farm all of those up and use up a lot of time. So it's going to cost you a significant amount of money to buy these resources off of the auction house and even spend the 5 gold to buy the rune itself. And what better way to make gold in World of Warcraft with no other than professions? Right now, with Season of Discovery launching, you are making a huge mistake if you're not capitalizing on professions to be making all of your gold right now. There are so many resources, items, recipes, and materials to be farmed to make an absolute killing on the market right now. I've made easily over 200 gold selling herbs and recipes, and I have enough money to now literally do whatever I want when I want to. With herbalism, you could farm wild steel bloom and grave moss for shadow protection potions and elixir of defense, heavy leather and silk for 10-slot bags, and iridescent pearls for rare armor pieces, and so much more. I've also been making a good amount of money just simply posting my services inside of the trade chat, and people coming up to me and tipping me sometimes up to a gold for crafting some potions for them. If you don't have your professions leveled up to max, you're missing out on a ton of money that you could be making that would set you up for maybe the next couple of phases of Season of Discovery. It's very straightforward, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and grab the Atlas Loot add-on. Take 5 to 10 minutes to look up some crafting materials that are necessities for giving you some of the best gear in the game for everyone at this level. Then all you do is go attack those crafting materials and post it on the auction house. By the way, don't forget to get the Auctionator add-on as well. It makes this whole process an absolute breeze. So now you found yourself a guild, made all your discoveries, and even added a little bit of coin into your pocket. Now it's time to start farming your pre-best in slot for Black Fathom Deeps. I already know what you're going to ask. Is it really necessary to farm pre-bis for a level 25 raid? And the answer is yes. Not because it's incredibly hard and you need to be able to parse to complete it, but just because farming your pre-best in slot is so much fun and entertaining to grab some of your friends, get together, go complete dungeons, quests, and find rare materials out in the world to give you the best gear possible to prepare you for that raid together. My absolute favorite way to figure out what my pre-best in slot is by using the 60 upgrades website, where first you make your character, select your class, and set your max level to 25. Then you create the set you're looking for by selecting your class specialization, fill out the final details, and bam, it will show you a complete list of the best gear you could possibly get for your class spec. It'll show you where to find it, how to get it, and everything you possibly need to know. This makes getting your pre-best in slot super fun activity and a great way for you to grind out your character. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, that 25 is the max level for Phase 1 in Season of Discovery, and that means you get a ton of bonus gold for doing quests out in the open world and grinding your pre-best in slot as well, essentially knocking out many things on the checklist for you to do at level 25, making it super efficient. So go ahead and get that extra gold at max level. Now, after you've done your pre-best and slot grind and you've done everything else on the list, you should be strong enough to enter the Black Fathom Deeps raid. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I wouldn't try to rush this process by any means. Try to remember that this is all of the content we have up until somewhat late January, maybe early February when Phase 2 drops. So you don't want to try to go in there and complete it as soon as you possibly can without at least doing some of the other grinds inside of World of Warcraft that make playing your character that much more enjoyable. Personally, for me and my guildmates, we're going to go in there as much as we can blind, which means that we don't know anything about the raid, mechanics, what to do, where to go, or even how to do it. Just remember, you only get one chance at experiencing something for the very first time. Don't try and spoil it with people that you don't really like to play with, or just completing it to rush through it and have nothing else to do for the next month. Inside of Black Fathom Deeps, you will find a ton of incredible loot and crafting recipes for your professions to make you as powerful as you possibly can be. Tons of bosses, mechanics, discoveries to be made, and even an item enchantment to make one of your crafted armor pieces epic quality and give you an awesome on-use effect. This is the highlight of the endgame content for Season of Discovery Phase 1, so make sure you're ready for it. After you complete the raid, you can start getting into some PvP as well. For Season of Discovery Phase 1, you will have access to the Warsong Gulch Battleground that you can queue up, slay some enemy players, and do a repeating quest that rewards you reputation with your said PvP faction. The PvP faction rep rewards inside of Season of Discovery are incredible and should not be overlooked either. They include very strong items for level 25, an exclusive 50% speed mount inside of Ashenvale, and even a headpiece that reduces the damage you take from players inside of Warsong Gulch. Not only that, inside of Season of Discovery, they released a brand new open world PvP event inside of Ashenvale called the Battle for Ashenvale. Once you enter Ashenvale, at the top of your screen, you will see percentages for both Alliance and Horde. You can increase the said percentages by killing players, and then the event will trigger once both progress bars are filled. It's similar to Alterac Valley in the sense that there are multiple leaders across the zones spread out that you can kill to weaken the final boss in the event. The only problem right now is that the final boss is really undertuned and underwhelming, so everybody just skips the mini-bosses and goes right to the final boss and kills him within seconds. By completing the battle, you get a nice chunk of reputation and even honor, and right now the event feels more like retail World of Warcraft when it's quite boring, to be honest, but I have a ton of faith in the classic developers. They already announced on the Wowhead forums that they are going to be making some changes, so look out for that. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, on your to-do list, at level 25, you can start making some alternate characters to farm some rested experience with. What I personally love to do when I hit max level is make a couple alternate characters, level them to about level 5, and keep them in an inn to start gathering up to 2 levels of rested XP. Then, when I do go back to playing them a few days later, I can level them very efficiently and really try to level as many classes I enjoy to level 25 to do all the content with them as well before Phase 2 around late January. Don't forget, everything you've done on your first character, you can do on a bunch more other classes as well. You know, discovering rooms, farming Pre Bis, going into a new raid, maybe even experiencing the other faction if you want to play Alliance or Horde. So definitely go ahead and try that as well. But okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is everything that you should be doing at level 25 inside of Season of Discovery. I'm estimating that Phase 2 will drop roughly around late January, maybe early February. So that should give us about a month and a half left of playing. If you do everything here on multiple characters, that should give you enough time to have an enjoyable Phase 1 of Season of Discovery. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like and subscribe to get absolutely flooded with Season of Discovery content and updates. I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. It's an absolute pleasure to be making content for you all. Till the very end, my name is Sky from the Comeback Kids. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.